actually stopped watching trailers because I've heard from a few people that they give away a lot of stuff, and somebody even, like, on my other podcast, Geek Plus Nerds, they're like, hey, like, there's actually a spoiler, like, and we're going to say it, and I'm like, no, you're not, because I don't want to know, because I already got my tickets, and I'm going this Thursday, so I'm going to need you to not tell me about it. Like, what? Like, you should know it, you should know it. I'm like, no, I don't want to know spoilers. Personally, I don't like to watch too many trailers. I like to watch the first trailer and be like, okay, it's really happening, great, super stoked. But I don't like to continuously watch trailers for when they, like, give away, like, characters that you're going to see, and you're like, oh, I like that initial surprise. Obviously, if you read the comics and stuff, you do kind of know what's going to happen. Like, I don't necessarily read Guardians of the Galaxy, though, so it's always a surprise for me. I didn't even know about the Guardians of the Galaxy before the movie came out, 2 or 3 years ago. So I'm just excited to learn more about their universe and learn more about them, because they're not, like, the superheroes that I grew up with. They're, like, these crazy, other universe that joins into Marvel. And I just think it's really cool that, like, they're like, oh, they're so awesome, and they're so fun and funny, and the soundtrack, though, that's what I'm most excited for. That's, I think, is what's really cool, that they call it Volume 2 as well, not like Episode 2. It's they're really focused in on gaining that audience music recognition, and I know they're jumping up another decade to kind of give him his new mixtape is supposed to be from, I believe, like the late 70s to early 80s. So we're going to be seeing some great music from that. I know it's already out on Netflix or on iTunes and stuff. You could check out what music you're going to see. I personally, again, didn't want to do it because I get excited when I hear the songs, and like how our opening, the Ooba Chaka, I automatically think of Guardians of the Galaxy, even though, of course, it came out in the 70s. Like, it's been around. This song has been around for decades, but now I just think of Guardians of the Galaxy with it, and I think that's what is really cool about this series and this like era, is that it's like, oh, we're going to really incorporate the music of the 80s and of the 70s to really give the feel of where Star-Lord, Chris Pratt's character, is coming from. And it's really cool. I'm super stoked. And again, I don't know much about it because I didn't want to know much about it. I want to be surprised. The only thing that I can kind of hope for is that they're going to somehow connect the Guardians with Thor in some way. That's kind of what I'm feeling, because Thor is now, he's, in outer space at the time as well. And, somehow they're going to get connected with the Avengers. And I could see them grabbing Thor in there quickly, and that's how everything happens. But I don't really know. I hope they lead somewhere into Thor Ragnarok, since Thor Ragnarok, I believe, is the next movie after that. I believe, unless Spider-Man Homecoming comes out before it, but November is when Thor Ragnarok comes out.
Yeah, I think Thor Ragnarok is probably going to do more of the tying in for Infinity War, like you said. I think Spider-Man Homecoming, I'm looking at it, and I know that they tie it in, Spider-Man and Iron Man to it, but I don't know how much they're going to get involved with that, because I know that, they're just starting a new reboot, it's a new Spider-Man, so that's kind of where they're going with that, but I don't know how much they're going to get into the whole Infinity War deal. I think they're still focused on...
He's in it.
Well, right.
Spider-Man's in it, so they're going to connect it somehow, and they're going to get into it. I just don't know if it's before or after Thor Ragnarok. I don't remember the release date of Spider-Man Homecoming.
Homecoming is before Ragnarok. I know that for a fact, because I have that in my...
Is it in September or something?
I think it's actually...
It's this year, right?
It is this year. I think it's actually in July, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, then yeah. It's either going to lead into Spider-Man then, most likely. I don't know. But then Spider-Man will probably even lead into Thor. But I'm just excited for them to somehow connect everything together, because that's what they have to do. We're already kind of connected, but the only people that are still kind of out there in outer space is the Guardians. So they have to come in somehow.
Yeah. I think, you know, to your point, I think I more connect the Guardians of the Galaxy with the Thor Ragnarok deal, because as you mentioned in the trailers, it's more of an outer space deal, and I could see them kind of teasing that just a little bit at the end of the movie, to where it's just like, oh, well, this was from, you know, the trailer for Thor Ragnarok. Oh, we're probably going to get this. And I mean, at the end of, you know, Doctor Strange, they teased the possibility of Doctor Strange and Thor, you know, teaming up, you know, to get Loki. So it's one of those things where it's like, okay, so far Thor Ragnarok is going to have Thor, it's going to have the Incredible Hulk, possibly Doctor Strange, and now possibly Guardians of the Galaxy. So this could be the start of just them starting to, you know, scooch people in and be like, okay, we're going to start bringing people in. We're going to start getting them involved. Infinity War is coming. It's like, yeah, I know, and you're making me more and more excited for it. It's just one of those things where I think even before the movie just ends, I'll be gone. It'll be one of those things where it's just like, I'm seeing all these superheroes. I can die happy. There's going to be at least an ambulance, like, you know, reporting today from the Marcus Cedar deal, in which 10 people have indeed died of just pure excitement and adrenaline just seeing this movie.
I hope so. They have a lot of pressure on them. So, and Marvel's done a good job. So, I can only imagine the only disappointment would probably be if people aren't ready for what happens.
Yeah.
And I kind of know what's going to happen, just because I know a little bit more about the comics and everything. But if people aren't ready, they're not going to be excited about it, probably.
Yeah. Oh, boy. Oh, man. All right. So that is going to wrap it up for this edition of Change the F Up. Victory Bell, do you have any plugs or anything that you'd like to promote for this upcoming weekend?
This upcoming weekend, no, I actually don't have anything this weekend. I'm just going to be focusing on doing costuming and stuff, and hopefully getting my act and life back together. I've been picking up my house, guys. If anyone saw that Facebook message that my house was just awful. I've been trying. But no, the weekend after that, though, is the big autism walk at Soldier Field, which a bunch of costumers are going to be taking part of that in that. So if anyone is in the Chicagoland area and wants to do a walk to, you know, raise awareness and funds for the research of autism, come join us. I think it's May 16th, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's downtown Chicago. We'll be walking. All
right, sweet. Of course, you guys, a part of Mayhem in May. It's going to be crazy this week. Tomorrow, hopefully, the Mark My podcast will be back for Elite Ringside Network. Friday, still kind of debating on what I'm going to do a little bit, because it's not going to be another edition of What Did I Just Watch, because we're going to be doing that more on Sunday. I think that me and Max, we're going to do a collaborative deal where we're talking about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. So if you haven't seen it and you're going to go see it next week, definitely probably hold off on listening to this episode until you've seen it. But if you have seen it, listen to our review on Sunday. Next week, again, going to be crazy. Got an interview with Raging Nathan Gust as well as TJ Bowles, the referee for a lot of wrestling companies. Also building up the excitement because week of May 31st, it's going to be just absolutely insane. I got an interview with Sadis that's going to be going on. Plus, ACW will have their show on Friday. And also going on that Friday is Ohana Khan, which I did announce that I was going to be a part of, as well as my co-host. She will be there doing her costumes there, so definitely go check her out. And go check out also, mega plug for for the PhotoCon, Mr. Joe. Shout out to you, man. You do an amazing job. Keep up the good work. Definitely going to keep plugging your stuff every single time I do this show, because I always love seeing your stuff, and I really want to be one of those guys that definitely supports it. Go check out PhotoCon's Facebook page, guys. Facebook.com/the PhotoCon. It's really awesome, and he is also the handler for Victory Bells, so definitely think that it's So much support. So thank you guys so much for joining us here for another edition of Change the F Up. Tune in next week because we're going to be bringing back the Who Done It Better when we talk about Pete's Dragon, the original versus the new remake. It's going to be a very interesting show to say the least, and might be one of those where I'm going to probably be a little more one-sided, but we'll see, how much of a good argument my co-host Victory Bell does. But in the end, we know that she's going to win because, come on, she's Victory Bell. What more can you say? So thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we will see you guys next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yo, Ninja Brian, you see that high schooler over there getting pushed around? This looks like a job for Cool Patrol. Hey, kid, you getting picked on in school. The other boys, they say you're just ain't cool. Well, that's bullshit. We're gonna teach you the rules. Those motherfuckers ain't gonna bother you no more. We are the bad boys from the tough side of town. We are the Cool Patrol. We'll turn your life around. Those bullies, their ass is done for now. We're gonna show you how. So fucking listen, you're first. You put your hands in the air and you jump off the ground, and then you take that funky button, you shake it all around, and lightly jog in place and then crank it up to a prance. This is the Cool Patrol dance. Now put your hands in your pockets and take them right back out, then spin around in a circle and make an animal sound. Then glide into the sprinkler like you're gonna water the plants. This is the Cool Patrol dance. You get all that, kid? That wasn't actually very helpful. That was just like an instructional dance. Hell yeah. Motherfucking bullies better watch their ass. You're sending all them shits a message. There's a new king in class. When they see you, they're gonna freak out and piss their pants. They are your bitches. They are your bitches because you put your hands in the air and then stick out your rear end, and then you wiggle it real hard and you hug your closest friend, and then you wildly remove your clothes and tear away pants. This is the Cool Patrol dance. Now rub the peanut butter on you from your head to your feet, and cover up your nudity with different cheeses and meats, and slap a camel because this could be your only chance. This is the Cool Patrol dance. Cool break. All right. This is cool. Excuse me. Hey, I have an idea. Let's kick it. You put your hands in the air and grab a bird from the sky and eat it whole so that you may absorb its power of flight. Now you can also dive on fish because your vision's enhanced. This is the Cool Patrol dance. You're basically a superhero now, so throw some cars and rub your magnum thighs together and set fire to Mars. Now harness all your sexy fury in a victory stance. This is the Cool Patrol dance. Your training is complete. Now go show those fuckers who's boss. Okay. Hey guys, listen up. You put your hands in. Oh God. Oh, he might actually be dead.